Okay, boys and girls, we are back to we're going to start adding decimals. If you look back in your rules, please go back to your rules and look up what the rules are for adding decimals. And on that sheet, it should say find the decimal, line up the decimal, fill in empty spots with zeros, add, bring down the decimal in your answer. So please go over that, and then let's get started with the lesson. Okay, we are going to start adding decimals with our base 10 blocks, so please get the base 10 blocks out. Let's go to Facebook. Let's use the base 10 blocks to add 3 3400ths plus 2700ths. Alright, so let's go to our base 10 blocks and get out 3400ths and get out 2700ths. Okay, I have my base 10s blocks lined up. I have 3400ths, and here's my decimal. And then I have 2700ths, and I like to line them up and put all my tenths together, all my hundredths together in one line. I like to line up my decimals so that my decimals are all in one line. I want you to remember that this is one whole. Obviously, none of these equal one whole. So that's why we have a decimal. Alright, when we are adding, we should, if we're adding them lined up, we should always do the one that is to the furthest right first. So I'm going to look at this, and I have 4 plus 7. Well, if I add 4 plus 7 together, because I'm putting them together, I know that I have more than 1/10. So I am going to take those 1/10 and I am going to carry them up to this spot, and I only have what left for an answer. I have 1. I have 1/100ths. Whoops, sorry, you can't see that. 1/100ths. Now, because when I combined them together, I had more than 10. Can I have 2 digits in one place value? No. So I combined them together, I regrouped them, and I made a 10. I hope you did that. Now I'm going to combine my tens together, and if I count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, my answer is, bring my decimal straight down, my answer is 6/10 and 1/100ths, or 61/100ths. So if we go back to our questions, now that we did that, it asked, did you need to regroup? Yes, I did have to, because 700ths plus 400ths is 1100ths, which is greater than 900ths, and we can only have a 900ths in that spot. So just put 0.07 plus 0.7 plus 0.07 plus 0.04 equals 1100ths. And you can see that you have a 1 then in the hundredths place, and you had to move a 1 over to the tenths place. Alright, when I combined them together, I added 3 and 2 and the one I regrouped, and I got 6, so I got 61/100ths. So they want us to draw a conclusion, so let's look at that. It says, what if you combine the tenths first instead of the hundredths? Well, talk to your partner. If you would have done the tenths first, what would have you had to do? You just would have had to go back over it and recombine them again. So that's why I always tell you to start in the furthest to the right. Alright, so if I'm going to do this and I'm going to show, I'm going to model the sum of two whole 0.5 and 2 whole 0.8 with a quick picture. Well, I've got my 2 holes, and I light up my holes, and my other 2 holes, then I line up my 5 and my 8. And notice how they always put the groups of 5 together, so that if you have to regroup, notice how you can just quick circle, cross them out, and quick make one there that shows I regrouped. It's a lot faster if you line things up. I'm telling you always to keep everything organized. Draw a quick picture to show your answer. So this would be 5 whole and 3/10, because I could regroup. All right, complete the quick picture and find the sum. Now, if you want to keep using the base 10 blocks to add this first, you certainly can, or you can just draw them out. Both is fine, but then I want you to show if you regrouped anything and what it looks like, how you regrouped them. All right, draw a quick picture. I would like you to do 4 and 5 for sure. If you get those correct, you can move on. Do those, check your answers. All right, figure out what he did wrong, which one's correct. In the example, which one did he do? Do them yourself, and then see which one's wrong. I want you to explain how would you help Robin understand the regrouping. How would you do that? Talk to your partner about that. Okay, let's go to the homework, and the homework will be pages 179, 2, 4, 6, and 8, page 180, number 2. Then you can do 3 or 4, I don't care. And then 5 and 6, please.